Welcome to Talk Business with Audrey. Hosted by Audrey Bell Carney. The show that helps everyday people turn their big ideas into successful businesses so that they can live the boss life. Sit back and take notes.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Audrey Bell Carney, and this is Talk Business with Audrey. It is a show that I started back in 2015, and I have recently decided to relaunch this because I am in the process of, I actually just launched an e-commerce store for not the first time. I launched one a couple of years ago, but I just launched a new e-commerce store, and I'm learning a lot about e-commerce. But one of my things I wanted to talk about was the fact that I know how powerful YouTube is, and I thought about YouTube, and I have been doing my research about YouTube because I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to use everything I know to make my e-commerce business successful. So I set up everything on my Shopify store. It's all set up and ready to go. And I started to look at my video strategy, and I was like, well, the first thing I need to do is go and decide which one of my YouTube channels I want to be on. So I thought about, well, you know what? I haven't done anything on Talk Business with Audrey in a long time. And so let me relaunch Talk Business with Audrey, where I talk about entrepreneurship and starting and growing a business. And I've been an entrepreneur now for 25 years. I'm an author. I'm an inventor. I invented the first plus size fashion dolls. And so I've been an entrepreneur for quite a long time. But here's what I want to talk about, y'all. This is the thing that this right here just really did something to me. So I'm looking at like my YouTube channels. I have 4 or 5 of them. I think I have 5 because I have a whole podcast network. So I have like 5 channels. What was interesting is I didn't have a channel for this show. Now I've been doing this show longer than any of my other shows. This was actually the first podcast that I started in 2015. And then I stopped doing it because I got tired of trying to find guests. And so I stopped doing the show, and I started another podcast in 2018 called Good Morning Gwinnett. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll use Good Morning Gwinnett. Well, here's what happened. I started to update Good Morning Gwinnett a couple of days ago. And I realized I have 2 Good Morning Gwinnett channels. And so I'm looking at the channels. I'm thinking, well, why do I have 2 Good Morning Gwinnett channels? So Good Morning Gwinnett is a podcast that I host 4 days a week live. And here in Gwinnett County, Georgia, where I live. And I was like, why do I have 2 Good Morning Gwinnett channels? So I'm doing my research and I'm updating the channels. I said, well, let me update both of them because I don't know why I have 2. So I'm updating the newest one. I'm updating. Okay, I only got like 40 subscribers to the channel. I'm like, okay, I got 40 subscribers to the channel. I got to grow the channel. Then I looked at the other channel and I'm like, okay, I got 89 subscribers on that channel. And then I have all this content that I produce because I produce so much because I do live audio 4 days a week. I have all this content on both channels, hundreds and hundreds of videos, right? But only have 40 subscribers on one, 89 subscribers on another one. So I was like, okay, I have to fix that because I know that I'm growing Good Morning Gwinnett as well as doing this whole e-commerce business at the same time. So I have to fix the Good Morning Gwinnett channel. So this is what I saw that almost made me puke. I actually had a very sleepless night after I discovered this. So yesterday, I'm looking at all of my channels. I'm setting up a new channel for Talk Business with Audrey. I said, okay, I'm going to set up a new channel for that one because it doesn't have a channel at all, right? So I'm going to set up a new channel for Talk Business with Audrey. So I set the new channel up. And then I look at Good Morning Gwinnett, and I'm like, okay, let me go and see what's the difference between my 2 Good Morning Gwinnett channels. Both of them have a lot of content on them. Both of them have very low subscribers on it. And I'm looking at them, right? So I go and I look at the first one, the one with the 89 subscribers, because that's the oldest one. I look at it. So when I look at it, I'm looking through like the about pages and all of the assets that's built into it. That channel, this is what made me almost puke. This is what made, when I discovered this about that channel, I was sick to death. So let me go back a second. YouTube was launched February 14th, 2005. YouTube was launched February the 14th, 2005. I launched that channel, the Good Morning Gwinnett channel, December the 2nd, 2006. I was sick, y'all. I was so sick. I felt sick. I was like, 2006. So when I saw the date, something said go back and see when YouTube was actually launched. YouTube was actually launched a year earlier. Why was I sick? Because I was around when YouTube first launched. I launched that channel on YouTube December the 2nd, 2006. Now, it wasn't Good Morning Gwinnett back then. It was one of my other many ventures. So I think it started out as Sister Inc. I had a television show in New Jersey on public access TV called Sister Inc., where I interviewed entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs to be specifically. So I had a show called Her Tube. I had one called Noisemakers. I had Good Morning Gwinnett. I had Talk Business with Audrey. So all of them were on that channel at some point under that name, under the different names, right? So when I looked at the about, it had Talk Business with Audrey, it had Her Tube, it had Sister, it had all of these things on that channel, which made me understand, well, that's probably why the channel never grew. The other reason it never grew was because I never paid any attention. But what made me sick and made me want to puke was I couldn't believe that I had pretty much been on YouTube pretty much since the inception of the company. And when I think back to where I could have been had I stayed diligently focused on what I was doing, oh my God, who knows what that would have been. But I could not see it, y'all. I could not see the forest for the trees, and I let the trees just block my vision. And when I tell you I went to bed feeling extremely sick, that I had been on YouTube since 2006, literally with hundreds and hundreds of videos, 26,000 watch hours. I could not believe it. 26, I was like, 26,000 watch hours. I could not believe it. But what I realized was that I didn't pay YouTube enough of attention. And so it never really grew to what it could have become. Now, that being said, when you know better, you do better. And so, in my opinion, that channel has so much stuff on it. It's just a mixture of all kind of stuff. I'm not going to really touch that channel, that Good Morning Gwinnett channel, but the Good Morning Gwinnett channel that I have right now, I went back, I fixed everything, I syndicated the content to the right channel. I feel much better about that one. I'm going to pay that channel a lot of attention. Now, went out Sunday to a car show. Now, this is what really excited me. So I wanted to puke when I found out that, hey, girl, you've been on YouTube since 2006, and you just let that opportunity kind of slip through your hands, right? Because so many people came behind me and just blew up when I was there at the pretty much the inception of the company. But I didn't know what to do with it. I had no idea. I had a show. I had a real producer for my show, and had we kept it going, that probably would have been something amazing. But I didn't know. I didn't know. I know better now, so I'll do better. Now, that being said, I decided, well, okay, that channel has so much different stuff on it. So there's nothing I really want to do with that channel. It can stay right where it is. It has 26,000 views on it. That's not a lot, but for 13 years or 16 years or however many years it's been. However, it's still there. So I'm not going to touch it. My new Good Morning Gwinnett channel has over 4,000, almost 5,000 viewing hours, which that probably is going to go up. But here's what I found interesting. So this weekend, this Sunday, I went to a car show with my husband. And there was so many beautiful vintage cars outside. It was just beautiful, right? But what I said I was going to do, I said, you know what? I'm going to take a bunch of short videos. So I took a bunch of shorts of all these different cars, and I posted them this morning. To my amazement, they are already in the hundreds of views already. So I posted them this morning between 7:30 and 7:45, and those videos already have hundreds of views on them, and I posted them this morning. That made me excited. That made me want to focus more on creating more short content about Gwinnett County. So I'm excited. So when you know better, you do better. I didn't know in 2006 what YouTube would become or what I could have become because of it, but I know better now. So Good Morning Gwinnett has its own channel. Talk Business with Audrey has its own channel, and I'm excited about both of those channels because on Good Morning Gwinnett, I talk about Gwinnett County, I talk about power players in Gwinnett County, I talk about events in Gwinnett County. That's what I do on a regular basis. So Gwinnett County is where I live. I live in that county. So my podcast and my videos are about everything Gwinnett County, and sometimes I talk to people beyond Gwinnett County, especially when they have a great story. So that's what that's about. But Talk Business with Audrey is me talking about my journey launching my Shopify store, me launching my e-commerce platform and growing it and getting getting that business to a point where it is self-sustaining and I'm just having a good time designing my designs for the store. And then I'll be talking to you about my life as an entrepreneur. I've been in this game for 25 years. 23 of those years have been full-time working from home. And so I've learned a lot over the years, a lot that I want to share with you guys. So as we move forward with this channel, with this show, Talk Business with Audrey, just subscribe to the show. Subscribe to the show. Make sure you don't miss anything about my business journey. Listen, I am a midlifepreneur. I am 55 years old, and most people are trying to retire at 55. Not me. I'm starting a whole new venture in a whole new arena. Because I love what I do. I love being an entrepreneur, but I also like helping people realize their dreams of starting their own business. So be sure to subscribe to the show and put it on notifications so you never miss an episode. I'll be here pretty regularly talking about entrepreneurship, my journey into e-commerce, how I'm going Shopify. And Shopify has a ton of pieces that go to it. So for me, this is going to be an adventure because it's just so much that goes into launching an e-commerce store. So I'll be talking about my journey growing my e-commerce store. I'll be talking about my experience as an entrepreneur. I'll be talking about what it's going to take for you if you're starting out just now to do that. I'm going to talk about what it takes when you are, 50 plus like me. I know I don't look 50 plus, but I'm 50 plus. When you're 50 plus like me and you're trying to figure out what it is you want to do with your life, how can you leave this legacy for your family? You always wanted to start the cooking business and things like that. So we're going to talk about all of that. On this show. So I want to thank you all for listening. I had a great opportunity to come and talk to you guys. I'm looking forward to sharing what I've learned as an entrepreneur, my journey into e-commerce and Shopify, and also growing a YouTube channel. Not one, but two. So this is all exciting for me. But thank you for listening. I'll be back again soon. Until next time, make it a great day. Hey, listen, don't forget to subscribe. Just subscribe right down at the bottom. Subscribe. Subscribe for me. Thank you. I'll be back again with a new episode. Until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.